So, my life's turned into a bloody soap opera recently and I could use some outside opinions here. I, 24, am the product of my mom having an affair. Fortunately my dad decided to forgive my mom and keep me, and I had a pretty good upbringing. But I don't really look a lot like the rest of my family. I'm the only redhead, among other things, and I did ask questions of a why am I the only one with an insert trait here? Nature growing up. When I was 17 my mom took me out for ice cream and introduced me to my bio-father. She said that she felt I was old enough to know the truth, and explained about her affair, while also A, making me promise I wouldn't tell my older sister, 27 in the present, and B, hammering home along with my bio-father that he'd never be part of my life and didn't want me. It was a lot, I won't lie, but I learned to such it up and move on with my life. Fast forward to the present. My big sis has always gravitated towards older men. We like to joke that it's the result of too many George Clooney movies growing up, and 2 months ago shared a picture of herself and her new boyfriend. Who, to my shock, turned out to be my bio-father. I debated what to do for a couple of days, then ultimately decided she needed the truth and told her. My sister did not take it well and dumped him, but she wasn't angry with me. Honestly by now she's kinda amused, says that since she banged my dad she's my mom and has extra power to boss me around now. My mom on the other hand, is furious. She says I divulged something that wasn't my secret to share, and that I had no business telling anyone. That since bio-father isn't related to my sister it didn't matter if he dated my sister and it wasn't like they were talking marriage anyway. It's been 2 months and she's still angry, still snide, calls me a traitor and finds excuses to make loud comments about how I can't be trusted with anything private or important, so beware. At the time I thought I was doing the right thing, but I've never seen my mom this angry before, and she sustained that anger for 2 solid months, so I'm starting to worry. Did I actually do something really crappy? Am I the idiot? Not the idiot that's creepy as hell. Imagine if your sis ended up marrying or having a kid with him or something. Your bio dad would be your brother-in-law, your niece would be your bio sister, and your older sister would be your stepmom. Yeah, no, she needed to know about that, and you're not an idiot for telling her as she isn't even mad. Your mom on the other hand shouldn't be mad either, because does she seriously want her daughter to marry her fling? She called you a traitor? She is the only one guilty of any sort of betrayal. I know you promised not to tell your sister, but you were just a kid when she made you make that promise. And your sister would have probably been pissed if you had kept this from her while she continued dating your bio dad. Wow, what a sentence. You looked out for your sister. It's just up to your mom now to such it up and get over it. Same like she expected you to somehow magically get over the "here is your bio dad, he doesn't want you" situation she put you through when you were 17. Not the idiot, like it's or not it's your story too. And your sister dating your bio dad is weird, hence why she dumped him like a ton of bricks. Your dad already knows. Your sister doesn't seem to be freaking out. Is this really impacting her life at all? It was 20 plus years ago. Your mom isn't entitled to have her pride or ego protected as a first priority by the whole family, over 20 years later. The immediate family knows, everyone's basically moved on with that fact. I'm sure she feels some type of way about it, but she made her choices. I'm 16 and I'm into a few extracurricular art classes. A couple of times a year one of my classes likes to include the parents and will do dad or mom days. It's slowly been pushing toward parent days, but they are slow as hell. I had a day like that just before Halloween. My mom couldn't come because of a big work commitment, so I asked my grandma, my dad's mom, if she could come. My stepmother was upset about this. She's been married to my dad since I was 5 and has always tried to compete to be in the same league as my mom. She's so jealous of the relationship I have with my mom. My mom and I are close. I love my mom. In my eyes she's my only mom. My stepmother from the very beginning wanted me to spend Mother's Days with her, to give her cards and gifts for Mother's Day, would bring up birthday and Christmas cards not being addressed to mom for her. She would tell me how she wanted to be equally my mom. She called me her bonus daughter for a few years, but when I never called her my bonus mom she dropped it. It was always about being my mom. I don't think she wanted to replace my mom, but her expectation to be as important and equal to my mom was unrealistic. The reality of things is I tolerate my stepmother, but I don't love her and I don't like her either. Even having kids with my dad did nothing to change it. She will still want to share all the mom stuff with my mom. She even hijacked my mom's 40th birthday pre-COVID and then got upset because she saw what I got my mom and afterward told me I never put that kind of effort into making her feel special and loved. She makes me uncomfortable. I have spoken to my dad. He takes her side saying as far as he sees it I have two moms. He told me it wouldn't hurt me to fake it with her. So he's a lost cause. That's why I didn't ask her to come. But she found out about my grandma being with me via FB. The group has an account. And she told me it was wrong to ask a grandparent over a parent and I knew she would have loved to come. I did know, but I didn't want her there. I didn't say that. But I told her I wanted my grandma there since mom couldn't be. She told me it was wrong and I should have given her the opportunity. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. It is absolutely ridiculous to claim the right of being a mom to someone just because of who you married. She has tried to force a relationship with you instead of actually building one with you. She is overstepping, and from what you describe it sounds like you have had a lot of restraint, especially considering your age, by framing it as being about being with your grandmother as opposed to excluding her. However, if you did want to extend an olive branch, you could explain all of how you feel clearly and give her a path to wiping the slate clean and forming a friendship as opposed to some sad forced mom role that you tolerate. I had a BF who started spanking my kid. I went off. Told him, "You're not the parent I am. You have no right to touch her over anything." What got me was we never had that talk. He just thought it was okay. We are no longer together. He blamed everything on her. She was one at the time. He would get mad over her being a kid. SMH still pisses me off. She isn't your blood. The fact is she is jealous of you and your mom. Is she close to her mom? If not, then she may be trying to make up for that with you for some reason. Not the idiot. You poor thing. Sounds like you've been treading carefully around this woman most of your life. You don't need to like and involve everyone in your life, especially if they make you uncomfortable. Faking it would only make your dad's life easier, and it wouldn't be truthful to you or your stepmom. Sounds like you are being nice and tolerating her as best you can. That's all you need to do. I recently kicked my sister out of our home for the way she reacted to a photo of my husband and his first wife. I met him a few months after she died in a car accident, got married 2 years after that. We've been together 6 years. He was devastated when she died. I told him I never expected to replace her in any way and considered myself another chapter in his life. I was warmly accepted into the family and his circle of friends. My sister recently she fell on hard times, lost her job, apartment, and so on. We took her in. My husband has always had a home office. My sister was poking around the house when he was out, and discovered a photo of him and his first wife among the framed pictures he has. It's not their wedding photo or anything, just a typical cute couple photo. It's the only printed photo of her in the house, taken a few months before her accident. They didn't have kids, so pics are all he has. There are a lot more photos of us. I was reading on the couch when my sister came stomping into the room, holding the framed photo. She angrily asked, "Why do you let him keep a photo of his ex in your house?" I replied, "First, it's our house, and second, she's not an ex. She died in an accident and was his wife for 8 years. She was a huge part of his life. He keeps that one photo out." She replied, "An ex is anyone you've slept with who's not in the picture anymore." Me, "No, that's not how it works. She died. Sis, doesn't matter. So what if she got pasted by a truck? An ex is an ex. You shouldn't be letting him keep any pictures." Me, "You're being extremely disrespectful to me and my husband right now. You're a guest in this house. Walk back those comments and apologize, now." Sis, "Why should I apologize? How can you let him keep pictures of an ex-love toy? I never knew his first wife, but I know how much she meant to him. I know how much he loves me." My sister talking about her like that insulted him, and by extension me, not to mention how disrespectful she was being to a poor woman who died young. I said, "Get your crap and leave." I didn't care that it was November in MN, or that she didn't have anywhere else to go, or any money. She had been beyond disrespectful to me and my husband, over a single small photo. Me, "If you're worried about sleeping in your car this winter, you should have thought of that before insulting the people sheltering you." I made sure she was gone before my husband even got home. He was shocked when I told him what had happened, since he'd always had a polite neutral relationship with her. He thanked me for having his back. I got a call from my mom, telling me it was my responsibility to take care of my sister. I laughed and hung up. I've been asked by a few people how I could basically destroy my relationship with my sister over this, and have replied that she was the one who did so. Am I the idiot for how I handled this? Not the idiot. You didn't kick her out over a photo. You kicked her out for being disrespectful, rude, and absolutely inconsiderate. You're right about your husband's late wife. She's not an ex and nor is she a love toy. She was your husband's wife. To say that she was a love toy was just purely disrespectful to the poor woman's memory. What does your sister expect, for your husband to forget all about his late wife? They didn't break up, one of them died. It's not an ex situation. As you said, you're a new chapter. That doesn't mean you burn the old chapter. It's okay to appreciate the present while appreciating the past. You did the right thing. It feels like there's just a crap ton of people anymore that didn't learn basic respect and boundaries with other people. A rational person, after asking about the picture and receiving an explanation, would then apologize, put the picture back, and let the subject go. Even if they still disagreed with the explanation, they would still let it go because it's none of their business and it doesn't impact their life in any way. Your sister doubled down and died on a very stupid hill, determined to disregard your feelings and disrespect both you and your husband. Now she's learning there's consequences to being a disrespectful and belligerent person. Of course you are not the idiot, and it shocks me that you were raised by the same parents. What she said was some ugly, disgusting, uncompassionate, unempathetic and immature garbage. Most importantly, it was flagrantly disrespectful. I think you handled it perfectly, set a line in the sand and gave her an opportunity to walk her foolishness back. You also handled your mother brilliantly, and it is not your responsibility to take care of your sister which you were generous enough to offer, it is hers. I'm 30, am a new house owner. I bought it earlier this year and moved in a few months ago. I don't have kids, hence no need to childproof my house. Of course I don't have swords sticking out of my walls, but my stairs don't have baby gates, etc. I also have quite a few pets, parrots of different species. I turned my top floor into parrot space where they have a massive room to fly freely all day and all plants and treats and toys. It's a lot of stuff. But parrots are easily stressed and they can be fragile, especially the smaller ones. My family have been pushing for me to host Thanksgiving at my house as it's the biggest one. I have 5 siblings who all have their own kids, between 2 to 4 each. It's a lot of people when you add my parents, aunts, uncles, etc. I didn't want to do it as it's a lot of prep work with cooking and then cleaning after, but I eventually agreed but laid down some ground rules. I plan the menu and everyone brings a dish so we can all contribute. Bring entertainment for your kids. I'll make one room into a quiet space where they can go and take a nap if they're overstimulated, or they can go in and play quietly, but they have to provide tots and whatever their kids will need. Absolutely no one without me goes to the parrot room, it'll be locked anyway. I thought these were simple and fair, but my siblings are now demanding that I baby-proof my house because it's unsafe. What if they fall off the stairs? That I must allow kids to see the parrots as they want to play with them and it'll keep the kids quiet. I told them that they would have to keep an eye on their kids because I'm not going to install child-proof system for one day and they will simply have to keep an eye on their kids. I also said that there was absolutely no way that I would allow kids inside the parrot room. They're calling me an idiot, spoiled kid, I'm the oldest but okay, lazy bum, etc. I threatened that if they keep on going I would cancel Thanksgiving at my house and they can host it, but they keep on going. Because of this situation, I'm currently not on speaking terms with 2 of my sisters. They keep complaining and ganging up on me. My father is on my side, but my mother has my siblings' side and I'm not sure anymore. Should I cave in? Am I really the idiot in this situation? Not the idiot. My mom is the only one of her siblings that has kids, and there are many family photos of gatherings at my aunt's and uncle's house where tiny me was seated in a laundry basket or a portable playpen my parents brought. My mom didn't expect her brothers or sister to baby-proof their home for a baby that didn't live there. Your rules about your home are your rules, and if they have a problem with bringing their kids to a house that isn't baby-proofed, they can either contain the kids while they're there or they can have Thanksgiving somewhere else. As the owner of 6 parrots, I am completely on your side. These are not stuffed animals that move, and they do not get played with. They'll likely already be tense from all of the unexpected noise in the house. I agree with the other posters. The fact that they are freaking out about you not childproofing your home is because they don't plan to watch their children. I'd give them a take it or leave it response to their whining, and lock the parrot room. Not the idiot. Fellow parrot here. My birds are sacrosanct. My kids and grandkids have been taught how to behave around them. BC, they've all grown up around birds, but anyone who doesn't know, isn't allowed to interact with my birds. If strangers are around, the birds go back in the cage and the door to their room gets closed. As far as baby proofing, one of your siblings can bring an expandable baby gate. I think they're about $20 at Walmart. Any further baby proofing shouldn't be necessary. They still need to parent their own children at your house. The rules you've set out are more than reasonable. Keep your foot down and your spine shiny about these boundaries.